Okay, so a few years ago, I did a video about silent YouTube channel subscriptions, and that has been one of my most popular videos because a lot of y'all are getting your channel suspended. I noticed recently that a major search term that many of you are looking for to get on my channel is how to contact YouTube. So I wanted to do a little bit of an update video. How to contact YouTube. You can't. No, just kidding. Depending on what you're trying to contact YouTube for, you will have varying chances of being able to do that successfully. And so I want to talk to you about one instance where you probably can talk to YouTube, you can contact YouTube. And this relates a little bit to the video I did previously on silent channel suspensions, in that there is a major reason why some of your channels are getting suspended and you don't know why. You say, I haven't done any activity, I don't have any activity on my channel. But if something is happening to you, then you could have bad activity on your channel that you don't know about it. And what that is hacking and hijacking. So I did a shorts video about many of you are getting hacked because you're downloading unsafe things. And as a result, those programs that you're downloading, the websites that you're going to, whatever they are doing a bunch of bad stuff in the background involving your YouTube channel, and it's getting it suspended. So if you know you have been hijacked, or your channel has been suspended and you don't know why, then there are a few things that you might be able to do in contacting YouTube. So the main thing to realize is that all YouTube hijackings must go through a team at Creator Support that does investigations on abnormal activities within the YouTube channel and within the Google account. So if you can't get in contact with that team, then you can't do anything. Now you might be asking, how do I get in contact with Creator Support? And here's the problem, and this is why I'll give you a few ideas. You can't just email them. You either need to have access predefined in YouTube's kind of workflow system, or someone needs to grant you access to them. If you are part of the YouTube Partner Program, you do have the ability to contact Creator Support. It is that Get Help feature that you can see on various pages on YouTube. But what if you are part of the YouTube Partner Program and the channel that was in the YPP was the one that was suspended or was the one that was hijacked? The problem is if you try to access that with any of your other Google accounts that don't have a channel that's in the YouTube Partner Program, then you will not be able to access. So this is a very big problem. If you have a channel that was suspended or that was hijacked that was in the YPP, then you lose access to the support that you might otherwise have had. So what are your other options? So the first is Twitter. Team YouTube on Twitter. I know a lot of people say that Team YouTube is bots, and they aren't. They are real people at YouTube. The problem is because they are people at YouTube, YouTube is very strict in what they can say. And so they have canned responses that they provide for certain issues. And so it may sound like they're robots, but really they're people who know if I see this keyword, then I need to use this canned response so I don't get fired from my job. If Team YouTube is aware that you're experiencing a hijacking, then they can grant you access to this particular form. And let me show you what this looks like. This is the link to the form. And if you have access to the form, for example, I'm in the YouTube Partner Program, so this is what I see when I visit this form. This is, in fact, what you should be seeing. If you see this title, you have the right thing. If you are not part of the YouTube Partner Program, you'll be redirected to this other page, which looks similar, but you'll notice that there is no form, there is no way to get in contact, and the instructions on this page will not actually help you recover your channel. If your channel was suspended because of a hijacking, the suspension review team does not typically check for that. And so they'll just go to the channel, look for if there is bad activity, and if there is, they will say this channel will remain suspended. In some cases, they'll look and they'll see abnormal activity and they'll send you a link to the form, but they won't grant access to the form. So you'll click that link, you'll get sent to the wrong page, and you won't be in a good place. I've been trying to fix this. Maybe YouTube will fix this one day, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that. So we've talked about two ways to get access. One is if you're part of the YouTube Partner Program, then you should automatically have access to the hijacking form. The second is if you are on Twitter, then you can reach out to @Team YouTube. What's the problem with that? There's a lot of people on Twitter. There's not a lot of people in Team YouTube. And so a lot of times if people are reaching out to Team YouTube, they may not respond to everyone or they may not respond timely. So that's a third way that you can do it. You can go to the YouTube Community Help Center, and here is the link to that. And I will say up front, this is a community-based help forum. So there typically are not YouTube or Google employees going on there. Whenever you see people responding, that's other users like you. But there are a few people who are called product experts, and you'll be able to see them because they have a badge. And I'll say the ones you should really be paying attention to are the ones who have either gold, platinum, or diamond. Now, what most of us will do, I'm a diamond product expert in the YouTube forum. I will look for threads that have keywords like hack or hijack, and I'll try to do this at least once a day because there's certain information that I need to get so that I can escalate it to someone to get you access. The main thing that you will need is your full channel URL. You cannot use a custom URL for this. You cannot use a user legacy URL for this. So if we look at my channel's custom URL is youtube.com/c/subversiveasset. My legacy user URL is youtube.com/user/subversiveasset. The legacy URLs and the custom URLs usually will have some sort of human readable component that someone selected. You can't use those. You need the full channel URL, which is going to be a series of letters and numbers that begin with UC. So I'm not even going to try to read my full channel URL. Now, what's the problem with this? If your channel was hijacked away from you and you lost access to your Google account as well, you may not know what your channel URL is, especially if you've never posted any videos yourself, because why would you have written this down? You may not have shared it with anyone. So this is very tough. But if your channel was suspended because of potential abnormal activity, then the suspension email will have the channel URL included in the email, usually at the bottom when it talks about appealing. Again, the appeal will not work if your channel was hijacked because the suspension review team will just see that there's bad stuff on there and it'll keep it suspended. But you need that channel URL for when you are reaching out on the YouTube Help Center forums. So that's the main thing that we need. What I will normally do is I'll ask some questions. For example, I'll ask if you've downloaded any weird programs or any cracks, and I'm not judging you that much, but I want to see if you fit the sorts of patterns that are indicative of abnormal activity. If you come to the forum and you say, my channel was hijacked, but it was just you posting bad stuff, then you can't recover your channel that way. This is only for if the team can actually validate abnormal activity. Abnormal activity is defined by whatever that creator support team believes it is. If YouTube believes that they don't have enough information to validate, or that too much time has passed for them to be able to confirm that, then they may not move forward with this. So it's very urgent to try to write a post as soon as possible. So I'll give you a few more quirks about the forum if you decide to do this. The forum has an anti-spam kind of filter, and it's very overactive. So if you put personal information in your thread, such as your email address or your name or whatever, your thread may be taken down, which means none of us can see it, and therefore we can't help you. So my recommendation is when you create a thread, try to use as little information in describing the problem, and then when a product expert responds, we will ask for the remaining information. You know, someone who's serious about this will never ask for your personal information. I'll just note that that YouTube channel URL is the one piece of information that is required, and that is public. I mean, everyone can see the YouTube channel URL, so that is public. The team looks in the back end at the account that you use to post on the forum and your channel URL, and then they get in contact with you privately. So no need to share your email address, no need to share that information. With that, you should be able to get access to the YouTube hijacking forum. We have come a long way. I've been helping with hijacking cases for several years now, and it used to be that it would take weeks and weeks. Now, as long as that form has been submitted, if it's been reported very quickly, within days, within weeks, maybe a month of the hijacking, the team can very quickly see, hey, there's this abnormal activity, and they can get you back your channel within days, within weeks. I wish that there were an easier, more accessible answer to the question of how to contact YouTube, but unfortunately, that is it. And I would say of those options that I talked about, if you're not in the YouTube Partner Program, in which case you have a lot of access and you don't need to go through this, If you don't have a lot of fans on Twitter, or you don't have an ability to catch Team YouTube's attention on Twitter, then that YouTube community help forum is really the best option. And again, it is community based. However, those product experts, depending on the issue, we may be able to get you in contact with the right team, or at least be able to report if there's an issue that we think should be escalated. So hope this helped. Hoping that you never experience this, but if you do, or if you know someone who's experienced this, share this with them so that they'll be able to get the support that they need.